What's the short, clean joke that gets a laugh every time? What's the difference between in-laws and outlaws? Outlaws are wanted. I bought my friend an elephant for his room. He said thanks. I said don't mention it. I bought the world's worst thesaurus yesterday. Not only is it terrible, it's terrible. This is my stepladder. I never knew my real ladder. My friend asked me to help him round up his 37 sheep. I said 40. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. Two clowns are eating a cannibal. One turns to the other and says, I think we got this joke wrong. My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter. I poured root beer in a square glass. Now I just have beer. My friend says to me, what rhymes with orange? I said, no it doesn't. And God said to John, come forth and you shall be granted eternal life. But John came fifth and won a toaster. How many opticians does it take to change a light bulb? Is it 1 or 2? 1 or 2? What do we want? Low flying airplane noises. When do we want them? Neo. Why did the old man fall in the well? Because he couldn't see that well. What do I call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Philippe Philip. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. I went bobsleighing the other day, killed 250 bobs. What do you call a dog that does magic tricks? A labracadabra. A blind man walks into a bar, and a table, and a chair. Communism jokes aren't funny unless everyone gets them. How do you get 2 whales in a car? Start in England and drive west. I found a job helping a one-armed typist do capital letters. It's shift work. What did the pirate say when he turned 80 years old? I'm 80. I've been told I'm condescending. That means I talk down to people. What do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common? I see dead people. I used to be addicted to soap, but now I'm clean. Guy walks into a bar and orders a fruit punch. Bartender says, pal, if you want a punch you'll have to stand in line. Guy looks around, but there is no punch line. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? 10ish. Does Sean Connery like herbs? Yes, but only partially. Knock knock. Who's there? Dishes. Dishes who? Dishes Sean Connery. A Mexican magician says he will disappear on the count of 3. He says you know. Dos. Poof. He disappeared without a trace. My friends say there's a gay guy in our circle of friends. I really hope it's Todd. He's cute. I couldn't figure out why the baseball kept getting larger. Then it hit me. I couldn't figure out why the baseball kept getting larger. Then it hit me. I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went. Then it dawned on me. I forgot how to throw a boomerang. Then it came back to me. At first I didn't like having a beard. Then it grew on me. Knock knock. Who's there? Who? Oh now. Have you heard about those new corduroy pillows? They are making headlines. Did you hear about the invention of the wheel? They say it started a revolution. 2 men meet on opposite sides of a river. One shouts to the other, I need you to help me get to the other side. The other guy replies, you are on the other side. People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do. 2 drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. Why don't ants get sick? Because they have little antibodies. Where does the king keep his armies? In his sleeveys. The Secret Service just had to change protocol for when the president is in danger. Instead of yelling get down, they have to yell Donald, duck. How did the hipster burn his mouth? He ate the pizza before it was cool. How many hipsters does it take to change a light bulb? It's a pretty obscure number. You probably never heard of it. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does a hipster buy its album? Before you criticize someone, walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do criticize them, you're a mile away and have their shoes. I have a Polish friend who's a sound technician. Oh, and a check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. A dyslexic man walks into a bar. If life gives you melons, you probably have dyslexia. HMM. If you have a bar, you'll need lemons, and if you have melons, you'll need a bra. If you have melons, no bra, and are at a bar, you get free drinks. The other day, my wife asked me to pass her lipstick, but I accidentally passed her a glue stick. She still isn't talking to me. It's hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs, because they always take things literally. Wanna know the last thing my grandpa said before he kicked the bucket? Wonder how far I can kick this bucket. Have you heard of Murphy's Law? Yes, anything can go wrong will go wrong. What's about Cole's Law? No. It's a thin sliced cabbage dripped in mayonnaise and sour cream. What's that short for? He's only got little legs. What's the difference between a BMW and a porcupine? A porcupine has bricks on the outside. How does the rabbi make his coffee? He brews it. When you look really closely, all mirrors look like eyeballs. My girlfriend asked if I would stop listening to Oasis. I said maybe. Give man a guitar, and he'll have music for a day, but teach a man a guitar, and today's gonna be the day that we are gonna throw it back to you. My girlfriend is strange. She starts every sentence with "Are you even listening?" What's the difference between a dirty old bus stop and a lobster with breast implants? One is a crusty bus station, the other one is a busty crustacean. What do you get when you cross a cow and an octopus? A call from the ethics committee and immediate revocation of your grant funding. Dr. Frankenstein entered a bodybuilding contest. Upon arrival he realized he misunderstood the objective. I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather did, not screaming in terror like the passengers in his car. Why aren't koalas actual bears? They don't meet the qualifications. Why do blind people hate skydiving? It scares the hell out of their dogs. A woman walks into a library and asked if they had any books about paranoia. Librarian, they're right behind you. Two cows are grazing in a field. One cow says to the other, "You ever worry about that mad cow disease?" The other cow says, "Why would I care? I'm a helicopter." I think a Redditor's daughter came up with this, but I always find it amusing. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the ugly guy's house. Knock knock, who's there? The chicken. The police arrested two suspicious men in a car park today. One was drinking battery acid and the other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off. Some people think it's romantic to carve their names on trees in the park while on a date. I'm more worried about why they are bringing a knife on their date. Like most people my age, I'm 22. Small world, huh? Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. What happened to the man running in front of the car? He was tired. What happened to the man running behind the car? He was exhausted. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. Knock knock. Who's there? Amish. Amish who? You're not a shoe. I, for one, enjoy the use of Roman numerals. A man walks into a library and orders fish and chips. The librarian says, "This is a library." The man says, "Oh, sorry." Then in a whisper, "I'd like some fish and chips." How do you talk to dead Italians? With a Luigi board. What do you call a psychic little person who has escaped from prison? A small medium at large. How do you find Will Smith in the snow? You look for Fresh Prince. Stephen Wright has some great short jokes. I once bought some used paint. It was in the shape of a house. I plan on living forever. So far, so good. When I was a child we had a sandbox. It was a quicksand box. I was an only child, eventually. My father convinced me to donate my organs after I die. He's a man after my own heart. Q. What do you call an alligator in a vest? A. An investigator. A dog walks into a bar from the construction site across the street and says, "Jim, a beer." The bartender says, "Wow, a talking dog. You should get a job at the circus." The dog says, "They need bricklayers there." What do you call a black man flying a plane? A pilot. You racist. I made a black guy laugh with this, so it must be okay. What did Zero say to 8? Nice belt. What is a pirate's favorite letter? Some people say it's the R, but it's really the C. To the guy who stole Miner's office, I will find you. You have my word.